Hey guys, Vet Tooth Tech here again. Just wanted to touch bases and go over a few things. We're going to start today's with a common question, and that is, what do I give my dog to chew on regularly, and what is good for his teeth? Well, I'm going to show you some examples of both. I have been saving things over the years that people give to their dogs that end up causing a fracture or hurting their dog because they're eating it. So I've put together something called the Box of Shame, and there's some interesting things in here. Um, we have one here. We'll start with this big guy, and it looks like it's called a Benny Bone. This looks like it's a lot of fun. And if you look, and one of the biggest things I want everybody to listen to is this. Would you chew on that? I hope not. Then we have the infamous Nylabone. These guys are everywhere. And one of the biggest things about Nylabone is that it is nylon, but it is hard nylon, and it is harder than the dog's tooth surface. That's one of the things we have to really pay attention to. Next, another form of Nylabone, a little nice red one, also very hard. And then these suckers, this is a nylon version of a deer antler, but I don't care if it's nylon or an actual deer antler, it's still harder than the tooth surface. This sucker here, actually, I'm going to put this on the good side. The big thing there is with humans, we can fracture our teeth on ice cubes. We can fracture our teeth on a granola bar. So the potential mechanism for some of the things that our animals do chew on, like rocks and things, for instance, metal cans, yeah, it happens. Sometimes it's destructive behaviors because they're bored, sometimes their mouths hurt, and chewing things like this cause some relief. However, this will never be good, ever. Some of the things that we do talk about that are good, these are more rawhides. Rawhides come in many different forms. I believe it or not, these are called bully sticks, and it is bull's penis. Ew. Anyways, then we have our Veggie Dents. These suckers are from the Verbac line. CET is their dental line. Verbac's been around for a very long time. When I started in dentistry with Dr. Bellows when I was like 16 years old, this stuff was on the shelves then, and it's still on the shelves now. Therefore, peer-reviewed studies say that it works and it's safe for our pets to get it at the recommended dosage. So keep an eye on those things. Next will be our Oravets. Now, Oravets I like a lot. These guys, the Mariel company did their work on due diligence and with the FDA. So that means that their active ingredient, which is that creamy center there, is going to stick to the tooth surface and hang out there for a few days, offering some protection outside of that time that they're just chewing it. So kind of like taking your car for a wax job. The big thing about the Oravets that are so important is that the consistency of those suckers. They bend, they're pliable. So if we want to chew on it, we can, but it's not going to break our teeth. And as you can see, I left my teeth marks in that sucker. So that lets your tooth sink down into the product. The product actually removes plaque or like a squeegee on both sides of our teeth. So that's the whole important thing of why or what we're choosing or looking for with treats at home. Our tooth penetration. Even with our cats, there's not a lot of stuff out there. The Verbac company has these new guys out here that are also designed for tooth penetration. Now, a lot of them have enzymes or specific designations or formulations for enzymes and such that will hinder the formation of plaque to tartar, and one of them is which is called chlorhexidine, and you'll see that in low doses in most of these types of products. Um, However, the good old-fashioned best thing for us to do when worrying about plaque and tartar and such in our dog's mouth, dry food, we've heard that, oh, he eats dry food. They don't eat anything else but dry food, and that's not true. That dry food is kind of like us eating cereal. Our tooth hits it, it shatters in millions of pieces. There's really not a lot of tooth penetration happening there. So when you're choosing something like that, that you're trying to do something specific for your dog's teeth, the best, or cat's teeth, the best thing you can do is pick up a brush and actually remove that sediment. We all feel our teeth like that. Some of us can feel fuzzy slippers on our teeth because it's been all afternoon. We've had coffee and donuts and cigarettes or whatever. That fuzzy slipper feeling is plaque. that plaque accumulates the next day, and another layer comes the next day. We had a little cat poop in there. We had another layer the next day, and before we know it, we have some pretty gross things happening. So anything on the market is not designed to take care of that yucky plaque and grossness once it's getting to that point. That's why we recommend annual cleanings and regular checkups with your veterinarian. Another great resource for you guys is the VOHC, the Veterinary Oral Health Council.org. Um, on that site is a list of all of the approved products by the VOHC. It's a bunch of veterinary dental technicians and boarded veterinary dentists that look at this stuff and says, hey, it does something great for plaque, or it doesn't do anything for plaque, and it could probably break your dog's tooth. They really go down the line there and separate what's good and what's bad. And take in mind that there's so many things out there, and sprays and things that you'll find out on the internet, the interwebs. It's a very dangerous place out there. I like to call a lot of those snake oil, because they provide or act like they provide or say they provide quite a few things, but in the nutshell of it, when we really look at ingredients of some of these things, there's a bunch of alcohols and sugars and salts and things that really don't do anything for plaque or bacteria. Specific enzymes and specific ingredients to these certain companies are different stories. And then in that case, I say look for peer-reviewed studies. If the peer-reviewed studies are not there, then it probably doesn't exist, and you'll get a lot more stuff done with finger brushing, regular brushing, coconut oils, that kind of stuff. Don't want to bore you too much. Hopefully this was helpful to some people. If any specific questions, if you're feeding your dog something in particular that you're not so sure about, if somebody told you about something great and you're not so sure about it, hit me up. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to spend some time on specific products and items, etc. Do me a favor so we can keep this going for you guys is hit that like button and share for your friends, and therefore we can continue to help more people about education in veterinary dentistry. Thanks for your time. Have a wonderful day. Smile.